Good afternoon. What a crowd, huh? Our major's really grown. Welcome. My name is Mike Merson. I'm director of the Global Health Institute. I want to welcome, of course, the graduates. You'll have a lot of ceremonies, I think, in the next few days. Parents, partners, families, friends. I hope I didn't leave anyone out. Welcome to our undergraduate Global Health Commencement ceremony. There's seats in the front. If you need a seat up here, there's seats. I know many of you have traveled great distances. The farthest I've heard so far is Mumbai. That's a long trip for a graduation ceremony. And welcome to all of you. There's few events that are as exciting in a lifetime and important and memorable as a graduation ceremony, and we're delighted you could all make it. I know there's a baccalaureate this afternoon. We will end it. For those of you attending baccalaureate, we will get you to baccalaureate, okay? There are 61 graduates today. That's the highest number we've had. 10 with honors, distinction, and that's also the highest number. We also have one student from our certificate program. We'll figure that out later, who that is. But anyway, my congratulations to all of you. Let me also, for our guests, say over here we have a number of our faculty. I'd like them to stand so we can recognize them, including by the students. Thank you. They don't get a lot of applauses like that, I promise you. But they are the teachers, the mentors. A number of them this year won awards at the university for teaching, advising, and humanitarian service. We would not be successful as a program without their leadership and willingness to serve. And my thanks to all of you, and I'm sure all of you feel the same way. For those of you just getting to know us, the Global Health Institute is a university-wide institute. It's one of the first universities in the country to make a commitment to education and research in global health, largely because of the advocacy of our students. They wanted this institute more than anyone, and they fought hard for it, and it happened because of them. Today, we are among the top global health programs nationally in what is now a large and growing field. More than close to 300 universities in the US are now having programs in global health. We like to think we're at the top, and certainly our undergraduate program was in fact the first of its kind in the country. Student interest in global health is not surprising. Just read the headlines. You're all reading about Zika, climate change, opioid addiction, air pollution in China. I can go on and on. These are all areas in which our faculty are involved, in which our students are learning about. We deeply believe that only through a global interdisciplinary approach like the one we use at the foundation of our education program can we address the challenging and complex issues in health facing our world today. And our faculty come from almost just about every school at Duke, and so our students really do get a multidisciplinary approach to what they learn about health. Graduates, I know I do not need to tell you that you are at the forefront of an amazing and exciting field of study and work, and you are poised and have the knowledge and have had the experience, as shown on those slides, to make a meaningful impact. I know that what you've learned here will position you well for what is next to come, whatever that may be, and I'm proud of all of you for what you've accomplished. And I know that our future is brighter when it comes to the world's health, because you are tomorrow's global health leaders, and you started to learn about it here at Duke. I look forward, all our faculty, all our staff look forward to staying in touch with you so we can learn about the impact you will make as a leader in global health. Let me say to all of you that before I turn the program over to David Toole, our Associate Professor of Divinity Ethics in Global Health and Director of our Undergraduate Studies in Global Health, who's going to lead our ceremony, that at the conclusion of the ceremony, you're all welcome to join us for a reception just outside the back doors here to meet some of the faculty and, of course, to talk some more about your experience. For those of you who want to get to baccalaureate, we can certainly direct you on the easiest way to get to the chapel. One last comment. I suspect, I hope, all of you will be at at commencement on Sunday, and I want you to know that one of the true global health leaders of our time will be getting an honorary degree. You know who it is? Bill Foege, who is a renowned figure in the eradication of smallpox and in many other aspects of global health. But we're honored that he will be at your commencement on Sunday. David, welcome.
Thank you, Mike. So I have a script here, and I have a fear about this script, which is it has words on it that I know I'm going to say because I wrote them, and then it has words on it that are more like stage directions of where I'm supposed to move and which X I'm supposed to stand on and what I'm supposed to do. And I was reminded as I was walking over here of some of you may have seen the documentary on Glenn Campbell when he decided to go on the road with Alzheimer's and do his last concert, I think 210 cities. And he always had a teleprompter on the stage in front of him so that the words of the songs, he could read them. He seemed to remember playing the music without problem, but he needed help with the words. And in one of the concerts, he's standing there playing and he's singing, and then you see him pause a little bit and he reads, Glenn Campbell now plays a solo. And he read that out, Glenn Campbell now plays a solo. And then he realized he was Glenn Campbell and he started playing a solo. So I'm not sure what will happen in the next half hour or whatever is allotted to us. But please forgive me if I don't always get it quite right. So I wanted to begin with a public acknowledgement of 3 people without whom none of these graduates would be graduating. Negotiating the global health major at Duke is not easy. It not only requires fulfilling all of the courses for global health, but also a required 8-week field experience that has to be pre-approved, plus the course requirements for a second major, since they have to pair it with another major. And none of that really could have happened. The logistics of putting those things together at a single career in Duke could have happened without Lisa McKean, Laura Bai, and Ryan Corder. Would you please stand? Stand. Where's Lisa? Laura Bai, Lisa McKean, Ryan Corder. Thank you. So now joining Mike, let me welcome all of you to this occasion, and especially all of you parents. I don't know what it was like when your daughter or son let you know that they were majoring in global health, but I can imagine that in some cases you met this news with a question. What is global health? Or perhaps your reaction sounded less rational and more parental, and you said something like, you're going to major in what? Now, our hope is that the 61 graduates gathered here this afternoon can now offer a robust account of global health to anyone who asks, and so I encourage you to ask, just as soon as they've walked across this stage. In the meantime, let me take a few minutes to give my own answer to the question, what is global health? I want to start by borrowing from a commencement address that David Foster Wallace gave in 2005. The address has become somewhat famous, so some of you may know it. Wallace started off with this brief story. There are these 2 young fish swimming along, and they happen to meet an older fish swimming the other way, who nods at them and says, "Morning, boys, how's the water?" The 2 young fish swim on for a while, and then eventually one of them looks at the other and says, "What the hell is water?" Wallace went on to talk about the value of a liberal arts education. The real value of a real education, Wallace said, and I'm quoting, has almost nothing to do with knowledge and everything to do with awareness. Awareness of what is so real and essential, so hidden in plain sight all around us, all the time, that we have to keep reminding ourselves over and over, this is water, this is water. Let me run with this metaphor and suggest to you parents that your daughters and sons have in fact majored in water. Of course, the term global health does name a certain kind of knowledge. Thus, these graduates have learned, we hope, about health disparities, about the global burden of disease, about TB and HIV, about the WHO and Gavi, about MGDs and SDGs and NCDs and DALIs, about poverty and mental health and infectious disease and clean water and polluted air. We hope they've learned all those things, but global health is more than all that. It is, as Dennis Clements, a member of our faculty, has said, a state of mind. In this way, earning a Bachelor of Arts degree or a certificate in global health involves exactly what Wallace said of a liberal arts education. It has everything to do with awareness, and an awareness of the water in which we are all swimming. Imagine for a moment that all of us older fish in the room were swimming one way, and these young graduating fish were swimming the other, and we said, "Morning, girls and boys, how's the water?" Based upon what these graduates have done working on projects as students of global health here at Duke, here's what I think they might say. They might feel compelled to tell us about at-risk LGBTQ youth homeless on the streets of San Francisco, about children with autism in Ethiopia, about undernourished children in the highlands of Guatemala, about orphaned and HIV-positive children in South Africa. They might want us to know about the impacts of bullying on children in schools across the United States, or about learning disabilities among children in the Latino community here in Durham. They might tell us about the children in India who have no electricity and so no easy means of having enough light to study for school. Or perhaps they would talk about the prevalence of hypertension in Haiti, or eye disease in Honduras, or of drug overdose in Durham. Or maybe they would tell us about how tobacco affects vulnerable communities, or how changes of diet and behavior are causing musculoskeletal disorders among people in Madagascar. I am sure they would want to let us know about the impacts of digital technology and mass media on everything from infectious disease outbreaks to our own electronic health records to family planning in Kenya. In answer to the question, how's the water, they might say all this and more, drawing on their collective experience of working on projects in 21 countries, on 5 continents, and in 6 states from North Carolina to New York to Louisiana to California. And drawing too on 21 different co-majors from biology, chemistry, and neuroscience to cultural anthropology and economics to history, sociology, dance, yes, dance, and public policy. As I noted at the start, students in majoring global health have to pair it with another major. Among the graduates here today, we have 21 different co-majors because it turns out that water is complicated. Having shown us the complexities of our world and saying to us, this is water, I am sure these graduates would want to add one more thing. They would ask us to join them in changing the world. That is what makes them so great and such a surprise to us old fish who were just swimming along, enjoying the day, not expecting an answer to our flippant question, and then the next thing we knew, there were these 61 young fish asking us to turn around and come along with them. Let me say in closing that I think I can speak for all the faculty when I say to you graduates that we are eager to follow you, at least vicariously, as you swim away from Duke and do wonderful things in the world. Just remember, we don't swim as fast as we used to, and so we are likely to fall behind. When we do, keep going. And when you encounter young fish swimming the other way, make sure to ask, how's the water? Will all of you now join me in congratulating the class of 2016?